I Play, Four-Handed Works with My Childhood Self. Introduction by Anthony Francesco Bentavenia. Symbolic play. For a child, play represents not only a way to interact with the surrounding world, but a true language capable of introducing them into a relational network animated by social, political, and economic patterns. In preparation for the progressive stages of development, despite their harmonious relationship, child and adult are separated by a glass barrier that allows each other to observe the other's actions. A child who interferes in a discussion amongst adults might be ignored. An adult who intrudes in the middle of a children's hide-and-seek game would be an abnormality. Both parties recognize in the other a fundamental element of their own existence, but they do not recognize it as part of their own social fabric. At the same time, every child longs to grow up, and every adult looks back wistfully on their childhood. Can a child solve the great problems of the world? Can an adult reclaim their own playful dimension? These two questions capture the interest of Nadia De Giorgio, prompting her to envision a perspective capable of making the glass barrier that divides the two parties disappear, even if only for an instant, merging expressive symbolic contents and communicative registers. In De Giorgio's painting, these registers are deliberately compromised by a visceral diegetic need that roughly blends container and content. Through the intermittent and bouncing combination of painting and assemblage on canvas, Nadia De Giorgio employs this dichotomy to generate paradox, color and object. Color, a channel for reflection, introspection, and the surge of sensations and states of mind so complex as to rise to a projection of one's sensitive perception. The object, anchor of a carefree and light memory, an incomplete, obsolete, and unusable unit, brought back into play, not as a game, but as a foundational element of a visual language. Mediums collide with one another, persistently scraping away any banality through a chaotic unpredictability functional to reaching the enigma, the uncomfortable question, the disarming refutation of reality, by opposing every rule and technical regime. The denunciation, the stance, the burning statement is passed on to the child, to that figure who never takes themselves seriously, who must play, wander, and have fun without ever thinking about the real problems of existence. But the child feels, senses, internalizes difficulties, letting them seep through means and channels adaptable to them. The evocation of her own inner child leads De Giorgio to channel her expressive necessity toward the search for a childlike freedom, emphasized by extravagant and uninhibited aesthetic solutions, arising not only from the study of children's drawings, but above all from an approach that combines the instinct of recovery and reuse with the deconstruction of compositional schemes. Faced with the collapse of matter and material and the confrontation with composition and syntactic issues, the split emerges. Little Nadia sheds the clothes of the adult figure. She observes curiously. She runs into the room and turns it upside down, touches, brushes, toys, newspapers, and fabrics. She is guided in her gesture until she returns to her current body. What takes place within the field of action is the reappropriation of her own playful dimension, fused with moral components, with well-defined objectives, a new game motivated by skills acquired, sedimented, and matured. In the conflict between opposites, content and form, affliction and carefreeness, semantic dissonance arises. The key to De Giorgio's entire thought, the ability to deal with burning, thorny themes, often dense with ambivalent and contradictory motivations, through childish means and tools. In every work of I Play, there is a clear intention on the part of the artist to lay bare her artistic creed, to expose through the collection of painterly and anti-painterly experiences her personal vision of art as an indispensable opportunity to educate, make people reflect, stimulate, and denounce. The little girl who once asked her peers to join in play now, with her gaze turned toward a profoundly changed world, invites us to recover from our inner child, not the irrational aspects, but the sincere and authentic ones, capable of breaking down limits and socio-formal superstructures.